Hello everyone, welcome to this wonderful channel and I Kalpesh Vyas welcome you all on behalf of Spartan Gates and Spartan Parenting Academy. So हमारा जो मिशन है स्पार्टन पेरेंटिंग एकेडमी का कि आपकी पेरेंटिंग जर्नी को एकदम जॉयफुल बनाए, उसके लिए आज का जो सेशन है उसमें हम इनवाइट कर रहे हैं मिस मानसी राणा को। मिस मानसी राणा इज बाय प्रोफेशन डिजिटल मार्केटर एंड बहुत ही अच्छा उसने डिजिटल मार्केटिंग के स्पेस में काम किया है and then she turned into parenting blogging. Okay, so Indian parenting blog is the brainchild of Miss Mansi Rana, and she has made it possible कि सिर्फ 22 month में 22 months she has made the impressions, made the followers and made the tribe of more than 100K parents. राइट, सो इंडियन पेरेंटिंग ब्लॉग एक बहुत ही बड़ा प्लेटफॉर्म है इंडिया में, जिसमें कि बहुत सारे अलग अलग टाइप के पेरेंटिंग्स के जो प्रॉब्लम्स रहते हैं, इश्यूज रहते हैं, उसके रिलेटेड अपडेट्स जो रहती है वो लोगों तक पहुंचाई जाती है। बहुत सारे लोग उसका बेनिफिट्स लेते हैं, एज वेल एज इट इज ऑल्सो पॉपुलर अमंग द फॉरेनर्स। राइट, इट इज नॉट जस्ट फॉर इंडियन बट फॉरेनर्स भी लोग काफी यहाँ से जो पेरेंटिंग के रिलेटेड टिप्स एंड ट्रिक्स है उसके लिए इस प्लेटफॉर्म का यूज करते हैं। सो मानसी राणा इज फाउंडर ऑफ IPB इंडियन पेरेंटिंग ब्लॉग एंड शी इज विद अस टुडे एंड वी गोना हैव वंडरफुल इंटरेक्शन टुडे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट। Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for joining this interview, joining this session, and I would like to, be grateful to you on behalf of Spartan Gates. And हम जो भी काम कर रहे हैं उसमें हमारा एक मुहिम ये है कि हम हमारे जो क्लाइंट्स हैं, जो कि पेरेंट्स हैं, उन लोगों को हम ज्यादा से ज्यादा पेरेंटिंग उसकी जो जर्नी है वो फन बने, उसके लिए हम कुछ कर पाए। एंड उसी के तहत हम ये इंटरव्यू कंडक्ट कर रहे हैं। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर कमिंग इन दिस इंटरव्यू, मैम।
It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
So first of all, मैम, क्या आप अपने बारे में बताएंगे हाउ डिजिटल मार्केटर और डिजिटल एक्सपर्ट टर्न इनटू द पेरेंटिंग थिंग? मतलब आपको ये कैसे स्टार्ट हुआ कि भाई मुझे पेरेंटिंग ब्लॉग एक स्टार्ट करना चाहिए? यू कुड हैव गॉन इन अदर वेज आल्सो, राइट?
Yes. So technically, I started working at the age of 19. And after I got married and I had my first child, I thought of going or starting my own entrepreneur journey. And that's where I launched a digital marketing agency. So after she turned, time went by and I had my other child after 4 years. And while raising him, I realized that there are a lot of confusion between what should be done, what should not be done, because traditionally, if we look into our Indian history, the mother's role has been very much, on the point कि पूरी ownership एक माँ की होती है in raising a child. Father is considered to be the bread earners in the history, and mothers have always taken up the responsibility of raising child. But with the modern trend, how women are also contributing equally in the economics of the house, it was very difficult to find resources or advices जो हमारी modern timetable को suit करे. और बहुत सारे myths थे, बहुत सारी restrictions थी, and with that I thought that it's time to really launch something of my own wherein I can talk about my own challenges as a mother. And definitely from the Indian aspect, because we cannot have a modern parenting as white parents, they say. So it should be targeting to the brown parents, and it should be a mix of how traditional values should be taken up in sync with the modern way the generation is changing.
Yes, definitely. You have started this, mission with, to help the Indian parents mostly, as you just stated. But as I can see, the Indian parenting blog is a brand which is also, very much popular in the out of India also, right? You are attracting a lot of foreign parents also on your, blog. So how you manage this thing, matlab, to catering the Indian parents as well as same way you are catering to the foreign parents also, right? So how you manage this thing?
Well, with 15 years of becoming a parent, I realized, and after happening to talk to a lot of international mothers and women who happen to be entrepreneurs like me, I realized that all over the world, the story of a parent remains the same. The worry of the parent also remains the same. बच्चे खाना खा लें, बच्चे हेल्दी न्यूट्रिशन ले लें, बच्चों का इम्यूनिटी के लिए क्या करें, हाइजीन के लिए क्या करें, मॉरल वैल्यूज के लिए क्या करें. So this worries, the list is almost the same. So
Okay.
this is why probably we are able to connect with the international audience as well as the Indian audience.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. So, I would like to ask you that what kind of generally questions come up with you, because you are interacting with a lot of parents, right, day in day out. Okay, so what kind of questions come up with you in terms of मतलब Indian parents के किस तरह के questions होते हैं and out of India में किस तरह के parenting के question होते हैं, आपके सामने जो challenges आते हैं, so there must be some kind of difference, right?
No, absolutely. There's no kind of difference. Reason being because आजकल की जो generation है, हम लोग जो maybe the younger parents, I would say, most questions उधर से ही आते हैं because first parent and young parents definitely have a lot of questions around nutrition of the child, especially after COVID. Now the immunity of the child also is a major concern for a lot of parents. Then imbibing healthy behavior pattern in kids is another aspect जिसके ऊपर हमसे बहुत queries होती हैं कि हम क्या अच्छा खिला सकते हैं, वेल नरिश्ड डाइट कैसे दे सकते हैं, क्या क्या चीजें इम्बाइब कर सकते हैं, बिहेवियर वाइज हम अपने बच्चों को कैसे बहुत काइंड गुड सिटीजन ऑफ द वर्ल्ड कैसे कर सकते हैं. तो यही क्वेरीज होती हैं जनरली डे इन डे आउट पे हमारे पास.
Okay, wonderful. So it becomes very easy for you to cater the things because everything is almost same everywhere, right?
I got a team actually, so I would not like to take the entire credit to myself because of me involved in other businesses also. It's not impossible for me to be personally looking into every query, but yes, we do have a team of women who actually look into the queries and we try to answer the best we can. So based on queries only हम topics उठाते हैं कि हमको इस week पे किसके ऊपर ज्यादा focus करना है. हमारा जो कैलेंडर होता है, जो सोशल मीडिया का और जो वेबसाइट कंटेंट होता है, वो बेस्ड ऑन क्वेरीज ही होता है कि हमको क्या टॉपिक्स पिक करने हैं. सो जैसे अभी हम बोलेंगे कि टीनेजर इज आल्सो अ वेरी सेंसिटिव एज. तो उस पे भी इफ वी लुक अराउंड देयर इज नॉट अ लॉट ऑफ कंटेंट. मतलब हम लोग प्रेगनेंसी के लिए बहुत कंटेंट है, फर्स्ट ट्राइमेस्टर, सेकंड, थर्ड, क्या खाना है, क्या नहीं करना है, कैसे क्या करना है. If we talk about the first 12 months of a baby, उसके ऊपर भी बहुत सारी websites content बना रहे. But I think teen is also a very sensitive age. In fact, that's the most important age because you're getting your child ready to enter the real world. So they need to be mentally ready, they need to be physically fit, they need to be morally sound. तो वो सब के ऊपर भी हम लोग बहुत consciously focus करते. हम लोग women empowerment पे भी focus करते अपने platform के through कि women should not really consider them to be a weaker gender and they should actually work with men in supporting the household, in raising the child and in making the country a better developed country.
Wonderful. Great. So you are doing a fabulous job, ma'am, and your team is also doing a fabulous job, I must say, because I have already interacted with a lot of people in your team, as well as we have, gone through a lot of content from your platform. So we really appreciate whatever you are doing. Okay.
Thank you so much. The encouragement really helps us to even perform better.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So being a mother, being a parent, I would like to ask you that what kind of parent are you considering yourself? Like, authoritative parent or permissive, or what kind of parent are you?
I think I'm definitely an authoritative side. I am not really a very friendly parent, no matter how hard I try to be, because my husband is very gentle with my kids. I am more on a stricter side. I ensure that there's a routine they follow and they are involved in a couple of activities, and I keep a very constant check on how they are doing in their school. So that ways I am. But I try to be friendly, but I think if I compare between myself and my husband, I'm definitely on the stricter side.
I totally relate with the same, because we are also having the same kind of role. Me and my wife. My wife is more strict and I'm like, more friendly kind of thing. Although our kid are very young, right, like, 5 year and 1.5 year. But even though, so I can totally relate. Like mothers
I think
always like,
women, yeah, they do carry an invisible responsibility to ensure that kids behave themselves when they grow up. So automatically, our behavior pattern starts early, training the child.
Okay, okay. So one more thing I would like to ask that what do you think different kind of parenting जो होते हैं, different kind of parenting style, मतलब कौन सी ज्यादा important है या फिर कौन से आपको लगता है कि भाई अडॉप्ट करनी चाहिए, स्पेशली फॉर यंग जनरेशन पेरेंट, मतलब जो अभी अभी नए नए पेरेंट्स
आई
हैं?
वुड से हर बच्चा अलग है और हर पेरेंट भी अलग है एक्चुअली, और हमारे हर फैमिली भी अलग है. सो पेरेंटिंग स्टाइल हमेशा हर एक चीज को ध्यान में रख के करना चाहिए.
ओके.
There cannot be a blanket rule कि अगर एक बच्चा टेनिस खेल रहा है तो बाकी 50 बच्चे भी टेनिस ही खेलेंगे. We really need to understand what are the interest of a child, what is their behavior pattern, are they calmer kids or are they super active kids? What kind of parents we are, how much time can we allocate to the child? What is the family support are we getting? Are we living with a joint family structure or is it a nuclear family? So a lot of things go into कि कौन सा style of parenting हमें adapt करना चाहिए. मेरा सिर्फ यही suggestion रहेगा, go with the flow, understand your child, understand your own family setup and the time you are ready to invest in raising the child, and then adapt as to how the need arises. Probably for me, for example, I can tolerate anything but no lying with me or indiscipline of any kind. So that is a ground rule in my house. Probably for somebody, it could be a different ground rule. So
Okay.
find that ground rule and create a parenting structure around that.
Yes, so as I can relate, मतलब हर एक फैमिली में अलग वैल्यूज होती है, अलग
Absolutely.
पूरा एनवायरनमेंट रहता है, तो उसके
Correct.
हिसाब से
उसके
मोल्ड
अकॉर्डिंग
करना चाहिए.
अडेप्ट करना चाहिए, बिल्कुल.
Exactly.
बिकॉज हम पढ़ के नहीं पेरेंट बन सकते हैं. हर
It's
आई
nothing like
थिंक एज अ
मतलब.
पेरेंट एवरी पेरेंट हैज अ डिफरेंट चैलेंज ऑल टुगेदर.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I can totally relate कि मतलब बुक पढ़ के कोई स्विमिंग नहीं सीख सकता.
Absolutely.
Similarly, कोई भी चीज को मतलब इंफॉर्मेशन को ग्रैब करके पेरेंट नहीं बना जा सकता. जब तक आप उस सिचुएशन में नहीं आएंगे, आपको पता नहीं चलेगा आपको क्या करना है.
बिल्कुल, बिकॉज हो सकता है बुक में बच्चा बहुत डिसिप्लिन्ड हो और हमारा बच्चा डिसिप्लिन ना हो. सो हमको रियल टाइम ही सिचुएशन को गेज करके एक्ट करना चाहिए.
Yes, okay.
But just, I think the focus should be that you are bringing a very kind-hearted human being to the world. We cannot, in today's world, we cannot afford to be very snobbish, uneducated
Yes.
people coming to the society. So I think वो moral values हमें strong करते हुए ही आगे बढ़ना चाहिए as a parent.
Yes, and though I would like to ask you one more question. Like in today's generation, the major issue is, they are well versed with the technology, while the parents are not that much well versed. First thing, and second thing, screen time हम मतलब देना नहीं चाहते, but even though वो हम उसको अवॉइड कर ही नहीं सकते, right? उसको अवॉइड नहीं कर सकते.
Correct.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on this? मतलब बच्चों को स्क्रीन टाइम देना चाहिए, नहीं देना चाहिए, पेरेंट्स को क्या ध्यान रखना चाहिए इन चीजों में, टेक्नोलॉजी
I think balance is the key, seriously, because अगर स्क्रीन टाइम दे रहे हैं तो हमें ये ध्यान रखना चाहिए कि हम बाहर भी उनको encourage करें कि आप बाहर जाके खेलें. अगर आप सोसाइटी में रहते हैं, पार्क्स है, सो इंश्योर कि अगर आपके बच्चे बहुत छोटे हैं, सो मे बी दे विल बी नीडिंग योर असिस्टेंस कि आप नीचे जाके उनको बाकी बच्चों के साथ खेलने, सोशलाइज करवाएं. अगर आप एक इंडिपेंडेंट हाउसेस में रहते हैं तो प्रोबेबली आपके नेबर्स होंगे, वहां पे सिमिलर एज ग्रुप के होंगे. प्ले डेट्स होती हैं आजकल. काफी पेरेंट्स स्कूल के बाकी पेरेंट्स के साथ सोशलाइज करके अपने बच्चों को बाहर लेके जा सकते हैं. सो आई थिंक ऑल इन ऑल इट्स ऑल अबाउट बैलेंस. ऑब्वियसली बैलेंस के साथ डाइट ऑल्सो हैज टू बी गुड बिकॉज आईज को भी प्रोटेक्ट करना है. सो प्रोबेबली कंसल्टिंग द eye doctor once a year is also suggested. Ensuring that the controlled or screen time is also very much suggested. And then outdoor activities are definitely is recommended. So we really need to see कि आपको कब break चाहिए और आप वो screen time कब दे रहे हैं और बाकी time पे बच्चा किस activities में engage है.
मतलब मॉनिटर्ड होना चाहिए फर्स्ट थिंग, एंड सेकंड
छोटे बच्चों के साथ तो डेफिनेटली मॉनिटर्ड होना चाहिए, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट इन दैट एज दैट दे कैन फिगर आउट व्हाट इज गुड एंड व्हाट इज बैड फॉर देम. So it should definitely be monitored. Eventually, once you have built that ground rule wherein the kids know that, okay, this is not good for us, or this is not permissible, or this can bring any kind of impact on their personal space in terms of security. Uh, that way, when they are good enough to understand, probably parents can take a back seat, but still be vigilant, I would say. You need to be vigilant as a parent always.
exactly. And let me share some of my thoughts regarding this.
Sure.
मतलब जो बच्चे हैं जब वो स्टार्ट करते हैं अपनी जर्नी इन द लाइफ, ओके, सो स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम 0 years to 3 years, they are grasping all the information from the right. And टेक्नोलॉजी आने की वजह से उसके बाद बहुत सारे ऑप्शंस खुल गए. पहले इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं होती थी, जब हम छोटे होते थे तो इतनी इंफॉर्मेशन हम ग्रास्प नहीं करते थे. So, but now they are having so many options to grab the information, like TV ho gaya, and this mobile and laptop and everything, right? Okay. So I believe it is completely not possible to, avoid this thing. But yes, as you just said,
Cannot avoid.
yeah, as you
Because
just
they
said,
learn also. I mean, we are just looking at कि बहुत opportunities or information खुल गया है, but the point is they also learn, no? I mean, it's a beauty to see watching a 1.5-year-old playing with an iPad in a very pro manner.
yeah.
It is beautiful, but then yes, it has to be very much in balance and check.
Wonderful. Yes. So one more thing we come across with, one of the challenges, बच्चे खाते नहीं हैं जल्दी, मतलब वो लोग खाने के लिए बहुत प्रॉब्लम होती है, एंड उसको खिलाने के लिए बहुत सारी चीजें करनी पड़ती है. इनफैक्ट आई वुड लाइक टू शेयर माय एक्सपीरियंस. आई हैड नीस, मतलब मेरी जो भतीजी है वो जब छोटी थी, अभी तो वो टीनेज में है, बट जब वो छोटी थी तो उसको खिलाने के लिए मुझे 5 से 7 घर अलग अलग जगहों पे मुझे लेके जाना पड़ता था कि भाई ये अंकल देखो वो आपको ये खिलाएंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, राइट? ओके. सो दिस आर द थिंग्स आर स्टिल हियर, मतलब ऐसी ही चैलेंजेस बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स फेस करते हैं. What would you like to share some of tips and tricks they can?
In fact, today while coming to office, I saw that one of a family doctor's child is very young, probably a 1.5 year girl. And her nanny was standing at the gate and she was busy watching cows and birds. और वो उनको धीरे धीरे एक एक बाइट खिला रहे थे. And I see a lot of parents doing it. Probably मैंने भी किया ही है एक time पे. I would only say, based on my experiences, that involve your child in whatever you're cooking. First, understand कि क्या उनको नमकीन ज्यादा पसंद है या मीठा ज्यादा पसंद है. Then try to find innovative recipes or innovative ways of cooking that specific flavor which your child really likes, and then involve them. Probably अगर हम एक छोटा सा पराठा खिलाना चाह रहे हैं, so probably बच्चे को हम किचन में कहीं एक छोटे से सेफ एरिया पे बिठा सकते हैं. Give them a little dough to play while you're cooking. Then, or probably give a cookie cutter or something जिससे वो fancy shapes or designs बन सकते हैं. Let the child watch the whole process, create stories around it, and probably encourage them eating independently, not taking from one house to another. Because एक time मना करेंगे, 2 time मना करेंगे, but eventually you really need to build a habit ताकि आप it's easier for everybody around.
Yes, I can totally relate it.
And then I think it's very important to create, जैसे अगर हम कंपेयर करें इंटरनेशनली इंडियन पेरेंट्स को, सो हम जैसे मान लो सिर्फ एक पराठा दिया तो सिर्फ एक पराठा हो गया. Probably we can have buy pretty plates or design plates in a very colorful manner. Probably थोड़े से grapes रख दिए, banana रख दिया, एक छोटा सा पराठा हो गया, कुछ और साथ में tidbits हो गए, जैसे मोनाको के वो छोटे वाले बिस्किट्स आते हैं. Something which is safer for child to eat, but it's a very a lot of other elements wherein child can choose and pick.
Okay.
And maybe breaking the meals in different smaller meals ताकि एक ही बारी में बच्चे को बहुत overwhelming नहीं लगे खाने में.
Exactly.
You can probably feed them in after 2 hours or 4 hours and ensure that again that same concept goes around.
And I think it is more important because बच्चे बहुत एक्टिव होते हैं, तो उसको स्मॉलर चंक्स में अगर हम दे तो वो उसको ज्यादा एब्जॉर्ब भी कर पाता है, उसका बॉडी भी एब्जॉर्ब करता है, and it is very हेल्पफुल टू ग्रो देम, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, one more thing, one more concept is going on while parenting के बारे में जब हम बात करते हैं तो इंडिया में स्पेशली बहुत ही आजकल चल रहा है, that is kind of गर्भ संस्कार. Okay, there are different flavor of गर्भ संस्कार, like sound healing गर्भ संस्कार, and different kind of flavors. A lot of flavors are there. Okay, so what do you think the role of the गर्भ संस्कार to nurture a child or something like that? Can you please share
I
your
really have no clue on that. Maybe I'm an old parent now. I don't know even in IPB if we have got around that kind of a concept,
thoughts?
but I don't know really.
I understand.
I think more than garb, it's all about how you're raising after they're out of the garb. So the work has to be on. वो
Yes.
कहते हैं ना कि पैदा करना आसान होता है और पालना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. So we really need to focus on the other
Okay.
aspect, the later journey.
Yes, yes. Okay, I totally relate, and really appreciate your honesty. Whatever you have, you just put it all out. मतलब आपके पास जो है आपको नहीं पता है तो नहीं पता है. That's a really good quality for any leader. I must say. Okay.
I mean, you can't be a Miss Know-all, no? So much all happening around the world.
Yeah.
It's impossible. We all are learning, I would say.
Yes, yes, definitely. Okay, what would you say कि आपका जो मतलब main motto है to balance between the traditional parenting and the modern
Modern
parenting.
parenting.
So,
Yes.
what is your idea of the modern parenting and the traditional parenting both, and how you are making it happen, like balance?
I would say if we look into our traditional values, they're definitely amazing in the way we focus on joint family setup, in the way we have imbibed that kids get a lot of knowledge and values from their grandparents. So that's a very, very beautiful aspect of our culture. And the modern parenting is also nice because you really do not raise a child based on some myths or limitation of resources जो पहले होता था, क्योंकि resources limited थे तो obviously बहुत चीजों को कहा गया कि ये करने से ये हो जाएगा और ये करने से ये हो जाएगा, जो कि अब आज की डेट पे साइंस ने उसको रूल आउट कर दिया है completely. So the whole motive is that we need to it's all about holistic way of raising a child, wherein they can value their families, they do value their grandparents, the society, all in all. Maybe certain nutritional food items which India has always been focusing on since childbirth, bringing that to the table along with the modernization of how things are changing, be it screen time, be it introducing kids to eco-friendly cosmetics, to hygiene aspects, use of diapers and things like that. So as IPB, a whole motive is to ensure that we enlighten the parents कि parenting में अगर आप कुछ कर रहे हैं तो उसका क्या गलत और क्या सही हो सकता है, and definitely encouraging that you create your own style of parenting. Do not adapt another parent style, because your child is different and you can be a different parent altogether based on your family backgrounds. So उसी पे ही हमारा focus है कि हम लोग एजुकेट कर सके पेरेंट्स को. बाकी कोई भी स्टाइल ऑफ पेरेंटिंग को फोर्स करने में हम बिलीव नहीं रखते हैं.
I understand. And ये भी तो हो सकता है कि भाई मल्टीपल जो स्टाइल्स है उसमें से सब कुछ हम मिला के मतलब जो करेंगे तो वो सबसे बेस्ट होगा, राइट?
एब्सोल्युटली, वही उसी पे ही रहता है. मैं पर्सनली बिलीव करती हूँ कि बैलेंस ऑफ एवरीथिंग इज द की. So you really need to pick what's best suited to your family requirement and then go accordingly.
Yes, yes, wonderful. So one more point I would like to
Sure.
bring on the table in this interview is nowadays this concept of homeschooling is going on so popular, right? Okay. So sending a child into a school, preschool, nursery, and all these things, and doing the homeschool activities and the things. Okay, what are your thoughts on this? मतलब क्या होना चाहिए?
I'm definitely not a advocate of homeschooling. And I have my own reasons for that. I mean, during the COVID time, we all experienced the kids attending school from home. And I think there's the screen time goes drastically up with the homeschooling. There are definitely two ways of homeschooling we are talking here. First, wherein there are proper schools which are offering the facility of homeschooling, जिसमें classes होंगी, periods होंगे और बच्चे को वो attend करने हैं घर से login करके. There's another way of homeschooling wherein you register the child on a platform and they give you the curriculum. And as a parent, you are involved in teaching that curriculum or course to your child at your own pace. तो उसमें screen requirement 0 हो जाती है. So first, really you need to define what is the homeschooling style you are opting for. And second, मेरे हिसाब से तो usual school is the best because that takes care of the child's physical exercise requirement. That takes care of your child's social ability. It works on that because the child learns how to share things in terms of toys, in terms of books, in terms of resources. The child learns discipline by probably watching other kids or from their own teachers and guardians who are present in the school. The child, let's say for example, आजकल स्कूल में robotics है, third languages हैं, AIs हैं, वो सब चीजें आप घर पे नहीं कर सकते ना. आप हर एक चीज के लिए किट नहीं ले सकते हो. And we cannot be the Miss Know All, you see. So I think usual schools definitely any day better than homeschooling. But as I say, every parent and every child is different. So take your pick, but do create a list of pros and cons. See which one has more benefit associated to that specific family and the need, and then go for it.
Yeah, I would like to quote here Bob Proctor, who usually says that environment is more powerful like than anything. अगर आप उस एनवायरमेंट में हैं तो ऑटोमेटिकली आप वही आइडियाज, वही नई लर्निंग, वही चीजें आप सीखेंगे. सो रेगुलर जो स्कूल है वो एक एनवायरमेंट जो प्रोवाइड करता है वो होम स्कूलिंग में हम नहीं कर सकते हैं. एंड जब बच्चा कुछ करना चाहता है तो दूसरे बच्चों को जो उसकी एज के है उसको देख के जो सीखता है, दैट इज एट नेक्स्ट लेवल. मतलब इट इज
I have definitely seen a lot of kids जो घर पे बहुत fussy eater हैं, but स्कूल पे जो भी मिलता है वो खाते हैं. And in fact, अगर हम अपनी day to day life में भी देखें, the house is not built like a play school, right? It is not child proof. Most of the time, child is doing anything, we are like, no. ये मत करो, वो मत pick करो, उसको मत करो, ये मत करो. In the school, the environment or the whole setup is that the child is free to explore and learn. So this is why I would say that normal school is definitely better than homeschooling.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. And in last, I would like to ask you 3 parenting tips for जो नए parents बनने वाले हैं. Okay, who has not kid yet. Okay, they might be pregnant or something like that, or they might be planning. Okay, so उसके लिए आप मुझे 3 टिप बताएंगी कि उनको कैसे प्लान करना चाहिए, because they are just starting the journey. मतलब वो अभी start करने वाले हैं. So can you please share something? क्या
I'll
प्लान
say
करते हैं?
my first tip will be just go with the flow. Do not stress.
Okay.
Be open to learn.
Okay.
As you become a parent, you cannot have everything in a book.
Hmm.
Just follow the process.
Okay.
Trust the process, build the bond, and go with the flow. That's my first tip.
Okay.
Second will be that after you become a parent, do not forget that your own relationship also with your husband or your wife, because that time is also very much important for building your or keeping your own relationship alive. So because I've seen a lot of new parents who actually their own personal relationship goes for a toss after they become a parent, because they are so much focused on raising the child. So please ensure that you do appreciate each other as husband, wife, and then take the journey together in raising the child.
Okay.
My third tip will be that I don't know, really, 2 is enough, really. There's nothing which we can tell, because when you are on the journey, there will be different challenges wherein you just
Yeah,
follow
it
what's
it
there.
unfolds itself. मतलब जैसे जैसे
Absolutely.
सामने
Yes.
आता है तभी हमें पता चलता है कि what should we do, and yeah, and parents might get confused somewhere कि भाई क्या करना है क्या नहीं करना है. Then I would definitely suggest that you go on the IPB, okay, Indian
Yes,
Parenting Blog. You
please.
will get a lot of tips and tricks over there for different kind of your situation. You can get a lot of things.
And my third tip would be probably take your family along, because trust me, there are a lot of times where you'll notice that it is overwhelming if only two people are involved in raising a child.
Yes, yes.
So probably mother के end की family, father के end की family, both side of parents and families are very much important in raising a child, because जो family values की हम बात करते हैं, जो नानी और दादी की stories होती हैं, वो कोई भी उसको match नहीं कर सकता है. So it's very important to keep your family involved in the whole journey and then go for that.
Okay. Okay. So it was wonderful tips, ma'am. And thank you very much for coming in this interview and sharing all your precious knowledge जो आपने इतने सालों में इकट्ठा किया as a parent as well as
It
a
was a pleasure.
founder of IPB. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you on behalf of Spartan Kids. I thank you very much, ma'am. Okay. Have a
Thank
nice
you so much. Take care.
Yeah, you
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.